This is exactly what happened to Indonesia in early 2026. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Hello Prof. Marwan and Dr. Irma. May Allah bless you all. I am Ahmad Azaim Wajihuddin coming from Indonesia. Today, inshallah, I will present my analysis about the demand and supply dynamics in Indonesia's capital market following the MSCI warning in early 2026. So, what is MSCI? Morgan Stanley Capital International, MSCI, is an investment research firm that provides indexes, portfolio risk, and performance analytics for the international investors. Around trillions of dollars from the global investors and hedge funds like BlackRock and Vanguard that use MSCI indexes as a benchmark for their investment products, and any changes in its indexes can give a big impact on the global capital flows, and the Indonesian market is highly dependent on foreign capital flow. MSCI raises concern about the issue of the investability in the Indonesian market. Investability means how suitable and attractive a market is for investors. MSCI found many problems in Indonesia's market structure, such as low free float, lack of transparency in share ownership, and the possibility of coordinated trading activities. The impact was immediately seen in the stock market. After the warning was announced on January 27th, the Jakarta Composite Index, or IHSG, dropped sharply by about -8% in just 2 days. This warning created concern that Indonesia could be downgraded from emerging market status to frontier market status. There is strong selling pressure in the market. Many foreign investors and fund managers withdraw their money from the market because they see a higher investment risk. This shows that a decision or warning from an institution like MSCI can strongly influence the behavior of global investors. The first relevant economic concept is supply and demand. In the market, stock prices are determined by demand and supply. When many investors sell their shares at the same time, the supply of the shares increases and the demand decreases. As a result, stock prices fall. This situation happened to several stocks after the negative sentiment from MSCI appeared. The second concept is liquidity and free float. Free float is the number of shares that are truly available to be traded in public. If free float of the market is low, market liquidity will also be low. As a result, stock prices can fluctuate more easily, become more volatile, and be vulnerable to manipulation. This is one of the main reasons why MSCI paid special attention to Indonesia's market. This case is also related to behavioral economic. Investors do not always act rationally. Somehow, in uncertain situations, many investors make decisions based on fear, panic, and the action of the majority. We tend to follow the others. This is called herd behavior. When many investors sell their shares, other investors tend to follow and sell their shares too. Because of this, market pressures become even stronger. In real life, MSCI warning can cause capital outflow. That means foreign money, foreign funds took away from the Indonesian market. If a lot of foreign capital leaves the country, the stock market will face stronger pressure. Like I mentioned before, the Indonesian market is highly dependent on foreign capital flows, and the rupiah exchange rate may also be weakened. This situation can affect the economic stability on a bigger scale. To solve these problems, the regulators of the Indonesian market need to improve the information transparency. They also need to strengthen the rules about the share ownership structure, and they sought to encourage the public companies to increase their free float. And therefore, the government needs to maintain the macroeconomic stability, such as inflation, the rupiah exchange rate, interest rates, and economic growth. The MSCI warning shows that the capital market stability is not only determined by economic fundamentals. Somehow, it is also influenced by investor confidence, market transparency, and the quality of the regulation and governance. If Indonesia can improve these aspects, Indonesia's capital market can remain attractive to global investors. Indonesia can also maintain its position as a competitive emerging market and even enter the developed market in the future. Thank you very much for Professor Marwan and Dr. Irma. Thank you for lecturing us. We truly appreciate the knowledge and explanation you shared with us. Thank you again. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.